Welcome, travelers, young and old, from near and far. Join me as we continue the tale of Finwe and Doris and his new life here in Morrowind. When we last left Finwe, he was in the middle of a radical spiritual transformation. Maybe it was his recent slaying of a Redoran noble in her own home on a Thieves Guild quest, and the sadness it brought about that left him so spiritually open to enlightenment. Maybe it's just the growing connection he's been feeling with these people, their culture, and the land. Perhaps it's no more than a deep desire to finally have something like a family once again, people that'll look out for him and who in turn he can come to feel caring and attachment for. Whatever the cause, we now find Finwe about to take his next step down this path by making a pilgrimage to the temple shrines of healing and of battle. And with that, everyone, welcome back to the tale of Finwe and Doris with me, Dr. Morrowind. So, as I was saying, we're going to be, Finwe's completely wrapped up in this, spiritual euphoria. He's obviously going to be moving on to the next two shrines, which I mentioned at the end of last episode, and I'm looking at my paper map towards Nessus. And Nessus is Nessus has the shrine of healing, basically, and then right next to it is the Coal Cave with the shrine of battle where Vivek fought the Dread King. So we're definitely going to be going there. We're going to go pick up Julan Jacob. Julan's the name of the Ashlander, but when I told my friend Jacob that I have this guy following me around now and I was going to start calling him Jacob, he just rolled with it. So it's definitely going to be Jacob now. Julan is Jacob. But before we go, I wanted to give us one book to kind of give us a little bit more primer on the temple we're serving, and then, of course, we'll at least read the sermons of Vivek here. I don't think we could get away with stealing them. It's not really a heresy to steal the sermons of Vivek, considering Vivek himself styles himself as the thief. We have the mother, Almalexia, the mage lord, Sothasil, the father, and then we have the son, the thief, who is Vivek. Yes. But what we'll be reading is actually the Lives of the Saints, which will tell us about some of the lesser saints in the temple, which we're, definitely going to become more and more of a part of. So let's learn a little bit more about some of the major figures in history in the temple. So, the Lives of the Saints, there's no author. If you would be wise, model your lives on the lives of the saints. If you would learn valor, follow Saint Nerevar the Captain, patron of warriors and statesmen. Lord Nerevar helped to unite the barbarian Dunmer tribes into a great nation, culminating in his martyrdom when leading the Dunmer to victory against the evil Dwemer and the traitorous House Dagoth in the Battle of Red Mountain. If you would learn daring, follow Saint Veloth the Pilgrim, patron of outcasts and spiritual seekers. Saint Veloth, prophet and mystic, led the Dunmer out of the decadent home country of Somerset Isles and into the promised land of Morrowind. Saint Veloth also taught the difference between the good and the bad Daedra, the demon princes, and won the aid of the good Daedra for his people while teaching how to carefully negotiate with the bad Daedra. If you would learn generosity, follow Saint Rilms the Barefooted, patron of pilgrims and beggars. Saint Rilms gave away her shoes, then dressed and appeared as a beggar to better acquaint herself with the poor. If you would learn self-respect and respect for others, follow Saint Aurelior the Penitent, patron of tanners and miners. This foul criminal repented his sins and traveled the circuit of the great pilgrimages on his knees. If you would learn mercy and its fruits, follow Saint Siren the Merciful, patron of brewers, bakers, and distillers. This pure virgin of modest aspect could heal all diseases at the price of taking the disease upon herself. Tough-minded and fearless, she took on the burdens of others and bore those burdens to an honored old age. If you would learn fierce justice, follow Saint Felms the Bold, patron of butchers and fishmongers. Fishmongers, eh? Saint Felms the Bold. This brave warlord slew the Nord invaders and drove them from our lands. He could neither read nor write, receiving inspiration directly from the lips of Almsevi. If you would learn pride of race and tribe, follow Saint Roris the Martyr, patron of furnishers and caravanners. Captured by the Argonians just before the Arnesian War, Roris proudly refused to renounce the tribunal faith and withstood the cruel tortures of Argonian sorcerers. Vengeance and justice for the martyred Saint Roris was the rallying cry of the Arnesian War. If you would learn the rule of law and justice, follow Saint Olms the Just, patron of chandlers and clerks, founder of the Ordinators. Saint Olms conceived and articulated the fundamental principles of testing, ordeal, and repentance. If you would learn benevolence, follow St. Delian the Wise, patron of potters and glassmakers. St. Delian was head of House Indoril, a skilled lawyer and author of many learned treatises on tribunal law and customs. If you would learn the love of peace, follow St. Maris the Peacemaker, patron of farmers and laborers. As a little girl, St. Maris showed healing gifts and trained as a healer. She ended a long and bloody house war, intervening on the battlefield in her white robe to heal warriors and spellcrafters without regard to faction. The troops of all houses adopted white robes as her standard and refused to shed the blood of their brethren. If you would learn reverence, follow St. Lothus the Pious, patron of tailors and dryers, contemporary and companion of the tribunals, and the best-loved Alma Rula of the tribunal temple. He formulated the central rituals and principles of the new temple faith. St. Lothus is the symbolic mortal bridge between the gods and the faithful, and the archetypal priest. So you can see how the temple, originally ancestor worship was the Daedra and their ancestors, and the tribunal is now, the more relevant, three who have taken the place of the Daedra, who are a little bit more capricious, and saints within the temple, heroic people within the temple can be essentially elevated to greater ancestors, not just ancestors of their clan, but ancestors of the entire temple. That was a good book reading. I feel like Finwe is very inspired from that. And let's go ahead and get our skill boost from the Sermons of Vivek. All right, let's see. What do we got? I want to read them somewhat in order. Sermon 13. This is the Sermon of the Serpent, according to the Sermon of the Numbers. 13. This is the second ruling. This is the second of the 3 lessons of ruling kings. And this is one of the most fucking difficult to understand. I'm trying to remember if there's anything that you can really get out of this. Yeah, here's the only thing that's relevant to us, even though we don't know it yet. Finwe, here's the nice thing. The closer he gets, in feeling to Almsavi, the more realistic it is that he'll have some level of divine inspiration. And there are certain words in this book that call to him, and these are the words that speak to him. The ruling king is and this is Vivek speaking. The ruling king is to stand against me, and then before me. He is to learn from my punishment. I will mark him to know. He is to come as male or female. I am the form he must acquire. Because a ruling king that sees in another his equivalent rules nothing. This is what was said to the Hortator when Vivek was not whole. That will become relevant probably here in a couple of months, honestly, with how much content's in this game and how long it's going to take to move along. All right, that was 13. 18. This is the Sermon of the Egg, according to the Sermon of the Numbers. Okay, what do we have here? This is where Vivek decides. This is where we see the theme for the remaining 36 lessons enter, where Vivek says that he is going to be slain. He's going to be slaying the 9 monsters that escaped his marriage with the demon king of rape. And then Almalexia says, choosing to go ahead and slay your doubt by doing this has already slain one of the monsters. Not one of the more interesting ones. And then we have Sermon 21, which is... Oh, God. I want to say this is the... Let's see. 20 is the lunar lattice. 21 is the womb. And this is the scripture of the wheel. This basically is the scripture that talks about the nature of the universe. Oh, Camden and Amber, if you guys are watching this, you might understand some of this. The gift spaces between the... okay, we're talking about the wheel and the tower, okay? Look at the majesty of the wheel sideways, and all you see is the tower, which our ancestors made idols of. Look at its center, and all you see is the begotten whole. So everyone... Oh, and then here we go. The secret tower within the tower is the shape of the only name of God, I. Everyone else, everyone who's watching, the whole point of that is saying that if you look at a wheel, which is the shape of the Elder Scrolls universe, and you turn it on its side, you get the philosophical concept of how everyone is actually part of the same divine concept. It's really long and esoteric, and I don't want to explain it in too much depth now, but that's the sermon that really touches on it all. Anyway, why am I trying to go out this door? So we've gotten our divine inspiration. We've gotten our level ups. Time to go back to Outerrune to pick up Jacob Julan, which at this point, I don't think Finwe... He's so wrapped up in his religious fervor, I don't think he's too worried about getting in trouble. Oh no, do I have a scroll of I don't know Almcivi Intervention yet. We're going to have to fix that as soon as we get to this temple. The closest we can get is the Imperial Fort just outside of town. Now you may be thinking, well, it's a good thing actually that you didn't try and... Oh good, it's nighttime, so we'll just sneak into town. We may have to fly over the wall. Oh my god, am I going to be defeated by a door again? Wrong, I'm not. I do not know what is up with me in these doors. They never gave me this much shit previously. Jesus. Just make sure you walk through them all the way. That's the key. What was I thinking? Right, we're going to levitate over. We're going to go inside the Outerrune temple to pick up Julan. And then we're going to continue on with our pilgrimages. But we're going to rest in the next town over, because we did still, kill someone in town, and while it was legally justified, and I will remind you that, and this is just us talking right now, I really don't know if Finwe is even thinking about this. He's so wrapped up in, how just enthralled he is by how powerful Almcivi is, and just how much, energy they've been, directly dedicating towards protecting their people versus, the 9 divines or the other gods, which are so fucking indirect. Like, you have to beg and plead with them to do fucking anything, and then you get Almcivi, which generates a giant-ass magic fence 100 feet tall. Where was I going with that? Right. Right, so that's how enthralled Finwe is right now, so I don't think he's really thinking too much about the woman he killed recently. Are you just a regular buoyant armiger, my good sir? You're not. What are you?
Do I know you?
Do I know you? Good day, Finwe and Doris. Dalala Moose Apo. Who are you? Background. You're an adept of the temple. Alright. You're a mid-rank one. Whenever we rank up, I'll show you guys the rank system for the temple and explain relevantly what it, relatively what each rank means. At least as far as I'm concerned, in my own headcanon.
There is someone watching me. I can tell.
Yeah, everyone's watching everyone. It's a small building.
Speak your needs.
Toulouse Valen. I'm trying to do my duties at the moment. My good master. I bet are you a master if you're offering duties? Yeah, you are. So a master basically gets a full shrine, which is like a rank 9 out of 10. A curate, which is a rank 6 out of 10, can get like their own local shrine, is my idea. There we go. Almcivi Intervention. That's what I was looking for. Ooh. And another thing to increase our chance of spell absorption. I will take that. What I really need is a good healing spell. Nope. Nope, nothing here. That's okay. Getting the Almcivi Intervention is what I needed. Let me check my journal. Julan said he was going to go ahead and head here, I thought. I don't see him. I feel really bad because we said we were going to train him, and now we're not. So we got to find the little bastard, wherever he is. It's really strange that he would be at the temple, though, because he's an Ashlander. Like, their whole thing is they oh my goodness, my apologies. I accidentally hit someday I'll post a picture of what my fucking setup looks here. I accidentally pulled one of the cords holding up my mic. It's ridiculous. But yeah, the Ashlanders don't really follow Almsavi, so why would he be here? I mean, this does give us an opportunity to see if there are any other relevant books. And Sermons of Vivek, Sermon 8. It's time for me to level up again, I guess. We're not worried about it. Let's see. Sermon 8. This is the Sermon of the Wheel in terms of the numbers. This is the first time in the sermons where all three members of Almsavi come together under the Hortator Nerevar in the capital. Sermon 9. This is the Sermon of the Missing in the Sermon of the Numbers. In this sermon, we hear about the 5 greatest Nord invaders who come and attack the Chimer at this time and who are defeated by Vivek and Nerevar. We're actually going to read this one because this one's pretty straightforward and it's also pretty interesting. All right. The 36 Lessons of Vivek, Sermon 9. Then came war with the northern men, where Vivek did guide the Hortator into swift and tricky union with the Dwemer. The greatest demon chieftains of the frigid west were listed below, 5 in unholy number. Huaga, the mouth of mud, who appeared as a great bearded king, had the powers of marshalling and breathing the earth. On the battlefields, this demon would often be seen on the sidelines, eating the soil voraciously. When his men fell, Huaga would fill their bodies back with it, whereupon they would rise again and fight, albeit slower. He had a secret name, Fenja, and destroyed 17 Chimeri villages and 2 Dwemeri strongholds before being turned away. Chamua, the running hunger, who appeared as a mountain soldier with full helm, had the powers of heart-roaring and of the sky sickening. He ate the Chimeri hero, Drez Kizumeti, sending the spirit back to the Hortator as an assassin. Sometimes called First Blighter, Chamua could give clouds stomach aches and turn the rain of Veloth into bile. He destroyed 6 Chimeri villages before he was slain by Vivek and the Hortator. Bog, the two-tongued, who appeared as a great bearded king, had the powers of surety and form change. His raiders were small in number, but ran amok in the west hinterlands, killing many Velothi trappers and scouts. He fell into a great debate with Vivek, for the warrior poet alone could understand the northern man's 2-layered speech, although Almsavi had to remain invisible during the argument. Barfok, maid of plains, who appeared as a winged human with lick-encrusted spear, had the powers of event denulment. Battles fought against her would always end in victory for Barfok, because she could shape outcomes by singing. 4 Chimeri villages and 2 more Dwemeri strongholds were destroyed by her decision enforcement. Vivek had to stuff her mouth with his milk finger, that means his penis, to keep her from singing Veloth into ruin. Ismir, the dragon of the north, who always appears as a great bearded king, had the powers innumerable and echoing. He was grim and dark and the most silent of the invading chieftains, though when he spoke villages were uplifted and thrown into the sea. The Hortator fought with him unarmed, grabbing the dragon's roars by hand until Ysmir's power throat bled. These roars were given to Vivek to bind into an ebony listening frame, which the warrior poet placed on Ysmir's face and ears to drive him mad and drive him away. The coming forth and driving away brings all things around. What I shall say next is unpleasant to record. Hermamora altadune altadune. The ending of the words is Almsavi. I'm pretty sure that the ancient Elven, that was the last bit there, I think it translates into like secret knowledge weapon. Like secret knowledge is a powerful weapon or something. Interesting. I like Sermon 9. It's one of the few that are fairly direct. What's not direct is where the fuck Julian is. Sorry, Jacob. Jacob, he's outside smoking. I guarantee he's outside smoking. He's outside somewhere in the fucking courtyard smoking like a bastard. I swear to God, Jacob, if I find you outside smoking versus inside doing your work, I'm going to be kind of pissed. I actually would have preferred you to be here, though, Jacob. Where are you? God damn it. I don't understand. This doesn't make any sense. He's always here. He's always been here. Always just outside the door, not wanting to go very far, smoking. Oh, Jacob. Where are you, you bastard? Let's just fly over this little thing. Maybe he's on the other side of this wall. What even is this? How do you get over here? Pilgrim's Hostel. Temple Affairs offices? I feel like this isn't anything for us right now. We're too low ranked to do anything. You are Soot Scale. You're the smith, are you? What do you have? You got 350 gold and garbage. Cool beans.
The prey.
I am not prey, my good sir. You're clearly not Julian. Who are you? Eberi Serenin. Background? You're a pilgrim and oathman of the great House Redoran. House Redoran. I belong to House Redoran and serve honorably. That tells me nothing.
Wealth beyond measure.
Where the fuck is Julian? He said...
Who may speak?
Golem Reneran. Oh, where's Julian? I need him. I need him because he actually is, like, semi-important to keep around. Now that we've... Or, Jacob, sorry, not Julian. Now that we've brought him into this, we can't just walk away from his situation because it will start fucking everything up. So, honestly, if I can't find him here soon, I'm going to have to go ahead and take a peek and see what happened under the hood. I will assume, of course, that, you know, maybe Finwe, at the end of the day, he's like, well, I'm kind of tired. We're not going to the council club. Last council club we went to had a bunch of racists in it. We're kind of tired. We're not going to go to the place where we delivered the bloodstained book, and maybe Julian's in here. Do any of you know about Julian? Julian. Looking for your friend? Ask the bartender. Good, okay. He did wander into the local bar. But not the outsider bar. What is... There's a lot of Argonians, free Argonians in Redoran territory, considering I think the Redoran keeps slaves. Yeah, okay, bartender. Jumping for joy at actually getting some good advice. Bartender, where's Julian? He comes here from time to time. He gets horribly drunk. Why, are you looking for him? Yeah, where is he? He's downstairs with the other Ashlander gentlemen. Right.
What do you want?
And apparently he comes here and gets pissed drunk occasionally. And it's good to know. Turandindil, you look like a thief.
If I can help, I will.
What's
But
your
don't
background?
take too much time.
One of my trades is used to follow opportunities no matter where they may lead. Yeah, okay. I don't know what you're talking about. Hello,
Is there
Julian.
something you need?
I'm sorry what happened back there. Sorry, Jacob. Hello, Jacob. I'm sorry about what happened back there. Gods, you must think I'm an utter coward. But I swear this to you. I am a warrior. I've never run from a fight, and I'm sorry, I'm just trying to make Jacob sound like an asshole. And I do not fear death. I'm not afraid of the ash monsters on Red Mountain. It's something else to do with these weird dreams I've been having. Oh, you too! You also have been having the crazy fucked up dreams with the weird mask guy. I often dream that I'm climbing Red Mountain and it's dark, and that the air is filled with ash getting into my eyes and mouth, and it gets harder and harder to keep moving, and there are all these voices surrounding me, whispering things. What kind of things? I don't know. I can't understand what they're saying, but they sound, not good. I mean, you've heard of Dagothur, right? Even an outlander must know about him. The devil who lives under Red Mountain? Yeah? Yeah? Who's supposed to make people go insane by sending them dreams? Well, I can either say everyone has strange dreams, but they don't mean anything, or you're not losing your mind on me, are you, Julian? Not losing your shit? No, I would probably tell Jacob everything's fine. Everything's fine, Jacob. Of course, Dagothur is a powerful figure in our history and legend, so lots of people dream about him. It's nothing. I'm certainly not insane, and I'm not planning to be. Indeed, so then, why are your dreams bothering you so much that you can't set foot on Red Mountain, may I ask? They aren't. I mean, they won't. I know it doesn't make sense. Just give me a little time, please. Maybe we could carry on with my training. I need to take my mind off things. Yes, and we will do that. In Nisus. Follow me. We need to get out of here. Yes, yes, follow me. That's why I came to get you. We need to get out of Outerune. I don't know who your friend was back there. Say goodbye to him. We won't be coming back here for a little while. Actually, I really don't think that's how Finwe would be. He's just like, he'd probably be like, brother, come with me as we go ahead. Have you heard the glory of Almsevi? I know that you Ashlanders like to go ahead and talk some mad shit, but have you seen that fucking ghost fence? Like, I've seen the Zynad camp. I know it's not the best, but it's definitely better than having the monsters being able to run directly up to the camp. Right? Hello, Mr. Navam Varen. You can take me places. Can you take me to Nisus? Nisus? Nusanusis? Yes, you can. Take me to Nisus.
We make a special trip. Just same low price.
And what time is it? It's 4 o'clock in the morning. Ooh. We're at Level Up City, aren't we? Ooh, it's 6 to willpower. I guess willpower will be one of our big winners this time. I feel like we should be able to find... Oh, after we're done here, we'll be going to Vivek, where at least some of these trainers are. I wonder how we'll get in there. That's an interesting thought. Come on, Julan. I wonder if there's a place to stay. We'll only be here for a couple of hours, so let's just go ahead and kick around for a couple hours till everything opens up. We'll go around. We'll be reading our holy books. And this is obviously the central temple. Not here to talk... Well, what do you miscellaneous vendors have as far as, like, capital on hand? Trash, but that's trash I can work with because I also have trash. I just need your 250 gold. I'll be happy to give you, like, all these random things that I'm never going to actually use. God damn it, you don't buy that item. Get fucked. Chameleon ring. And, yeah. Oh, that's right. You don't buy things that I actually want to get rid of. You just buy things that... You just buy things in a way to be a pain in my ass. Thanks for your 200 gold. Get fucked. Like, just because Finway's a more religious man doesn't mean he doesn't, on an in principle, I feel connected to you, Zeba Benanamadamat, but at an individual level, get fucked on that trade. God damn it, you shouldn't have made that so difficult for me, and then I wouldn't be so angry. And here we are at the Nisus Temple. As you'll recall, this is... a place where Vivek was traveling with his followers, and when they went to sleep, Vivek awoke, encased in ash, unable to move, with all his followers dead. And Vivek was, overcome by sadness over the idea of his followers being dead, and so his tears loosened his ashen mask and allowed him to free himself from the ash, and then he was able to breathe life back into his followers. Shrine of the Mask. Do I donate here? Yes, I would like to donate a potion. Your journal's been updated. The grace of justice. Thank you for your justice, Lord Vivek. I shall be neither cruel nor arbitrary, for fair dealings earn the love, trust, and respect of our people. Indeed they do.
Three gods, one true.
Here Here in Nisus village, Vivek made a potion to cure a villager who had fallen ill but could not pay for the healing of the temple. Vivek promised the temple would always cure those who could not pay and left his sacred mask here as a sign of that promise.
Tiding. Go on about your business.
Interesting. This is very strange because normally this central... Aha! And then once you actually do pray, you realize that this is way too nice looking to be an actual... I'm kidding. They have the exact same animations. But once you make that prayer and then you touch the actual ash mask, the ash mask, you get the spell, Vivek's Touch, which cures any form of disease other than corpus on another person, which corpus, of course, is incurable, I think, even by Om Savi. Otherwise, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. And with that, we've gone ahead and completed another one of, the 7 graces. And as we complete this one, I think it was good to complete this one before going to another battle shrine, because to Finwe, this really emphasized why he feels this connection to the temple. It's not just their power, it's how they use their power. It's continually used in regards to helping the people. So we already read Sermon 21, Sermon 23, and 22. Sermon 22 is unknown in the Sermon of the Numbers. Right, Sermon 22 is basically Vivek dungeon diving. And he basically tells a bone walker to fuck off. And then Sermon 23 in the Sermon of the Numbers is the Hollow Prophet, I believe. And this is the Scripture of the Sword. Let's see if there's anything in here that really is memorable. Yes, the 4th part of this scripture is actually a breaking of the 4th wall, which is the immobile warrior, the gamer sitting on a couch, is never fatigued. He cuts sleep holes in the middle of battle to regain his strength, a.k.a. pausing the game and drinking a bunch of fucking potions. Love that. And nothing else really that can quickly be talked about. Cool. All right. Constellations of Prayer. Nah. At what rank do I get free blessings? The blessed of initiate rank and higher. So basically, as soon as I complete this circuit of the pilgrimages, all my temple praying will be for free. Holy shit! That is much quicker than the Imperial Cult, if I recall. You have to bust ass with them. Awesome. All right. So, again, once I step outside, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at this paper map. Right. What a shitty day. It's perfect. Well, first, let's go back in here and, get some magicka back, of course. Okay, Saint Lothus. Was this the one? He was the mortal bridge between the old and the new temple and came up with most of the rituals, if I remember from the lives of the saints. Yes. Okay, so. Wait, I didn't absorb that! Sorry about that, everyone. I was so focused on trying to remember who Lothus is. Hey, come on. I need to absorb that magicka. What the fuck? Realm's Grace. There we go. Someday that'll probably be a pain in my ass, where I'm trying to actually get a blessing and it just keeps absorbing. But we'll figure that out in the future. Hello, Macondus Manuel. I know that... Wow. I paused it just as the lightning was striking. Yeah, I know I'm not going to be in town long, but what can you tell me about Nisus? It's a small agricultural village on the Odai Sea with a prosperous little egg mine. We sit on the caravan routes to Outerun with silt strider services and traders coming through here often. Like any small outland caravan village, it has a market, a temple, and a trade house, the Madoc Trade House. Unlike most outland villagers, there's a Death's Head Legion garrison here in Nisus, and pilgrims come to see the mask. All right. Any rumors? Yeah, I've heard what Bilsa and Redoran has been saying. Of course there's smugglers on the West Gash coast. When was that ever news? That's cute. Alright, so let's take a quick look at the paper map, shall we? So, it seems like the best way to go about this... I really don't know if I want to go into, what is that, Barondus? I think that's an adventure for a later day. But we're definitely going to go ahead and water walk to get to Coal Cave. It just seems like it's going to be a much more straightforward operation, just water walk around the peninsula like that. Yes. Now we have to remember, though, that if we rest anywhere, we're going to really badly and efficiently level. I really don't want to do that. So, we are not going to be sleeping out here in the wild. Let's go ahead and get... Actually, you know what the best thing probably would be? Levitate is 20 magic, and water walking is 24. Oh, sorry. Levitate is 15. Yeah, we're actually going to levitate there. And if I also recall correctly, Julian can also levitate. Or, sorry, Jacob can. Come on, Jacob. It's actually kind of different, because normally I'm the one who walks slow as fuck because of my fucked up back, so it's weird Jacob actually having to follow behind me. So as we're continuing along here, and Finway's reflecting on, you know, the temple, his newfound faith in the temple, I think he is actually feeling a mounting amount of regret the more he, like, because now it's not going to cause him to abandon, like, his you know, pilgrimage, but I think the more he thinks about it, the more this set of pilgrimages also becomes a pilgrimage of repentance for the Redoran noblewoman that he killed, and I don't know, especially now, with his new faith and how closely the Redoran house is tied to serving the temple, I don't know how easy it's going to be for Finwe to get over that. Like, right now, fortunately, he's still got the sweet drug of, you know, this new faith to really kind of numb the worry of, you know, about what he's done. But it's not going to go away. Like, it really is bothering him. But, I still think, though, that, I don't know, I've been waiting for this for a while. I think it was actually good that there's something really negative that happened right before, you know, Finwe found the temple, you know, found a desire to go ahead and work with this organization that seems to be so central to his ancestral homeland. Just because it makes it so much more poignant. Like, I had no idea that it was going to turn into a murder when we went in there. Which is one of the great things about Morrowind. Like, I picked Dr. Morrowind, you know, as a joke because it was, yeah, I'm doing this after getting my PhD, but also because there's so much in here that I like to joke that you could write a dissertation on this fucking game. Alright, so we are at the Coal Cave, my good sir, way more efficiently than the first time I played this goddamn game without the paper map. Welcome to the Coal Cave. So, we're going to quick save here. Here's the shrine, everyone. Now listen. I don't know. Finwe definitely wants to recreate this battle, and so we're going to. But here's the other thing. I'm actually going to drop a hard save here. This battle is not the easiest. It's a battle against a Dreg King, but if you kill it and then pray to the shrine, instead of just completing the quest, you complete the quest and in addition to completing the quest, what the fuck just hit me? Jesus Christ. You get a Dreg Cuirass, which is worth like 4,000 gold. Originally in the unpatched game, you could just farm that cuirass because there was, what am I trying to say? There was a bug that could just let you keep praying at the shrine and you would just continue to receive those cuirasses. Where is he? Is that him? Are you the guy? No, that's just a dreg. Although that one died pretty fast, so I feel like that's promising, right? Maybe? Hopefully? Did I once have a potion of swift swim? I do! I never thought I would need this shitty potion. Here's the thing, what I'll really need is a potion of restore fatigue, because I'm never going to be able to hit this bastard. Oh my god. I wonder if Julian will die. Oh, who knows. He should be able to cast water breathing, right? I was going to say, this clearly looks like an electric fishy. Electric slutterfish, indeed. And a clam. Do you have a pearl in you? You do! But this isn't what I'm here for. I'm here for the King of the Dreg. Which is where? You okay there, Jacob? Jacob raises an eyebrow, as if to ask how you expect him to speak while you're both underwater. I don't know, asshole. How about you just give me an indication whether you're... Oh, fucking typical Jacob. Typical goddamn Jacob. Come on. Kill it. You can do it. Did this fish just blind me? Oh my god, I'm out of fatigue. This is some straight garbage. I'm never even going to get to fight the big baddie boss because I'm going to be so busy dealing with these random slotty fish. I don't have any restore health potions, I imagine. I probably drank them all. Yeah, I mean, what can you expect? I'll just drink a fortified magicka, and I'll just heal myself, and you can get fucked, Mr. Whatever you are. Mr. Blind Slaughterfish. I really hope Jacob doesn't die. And I really hope I don't die either. I have enough Restore Magicka potions to get by, to be honest. But I don't know if Jacob does. No, and he has to be back in here. Where is this little bastard? Oh, this is fucking annoying. I'm here in your giant cave. I've been swimming along. I wanted to have a fight with the Dreglord, and instead, nothing. What a crock of shit. Can you really call yourself a Dreglord? I wonder if whenever, you know, someone just comes on into your place talking that mad shit, and you don't show up to defend yourself. It's some pretty weak shit, my guy, but I mean, whatever. Fuck you, I guess. If I remember correctly, he is all the way back in here, and I went back there. So where's he supposed to be? I don't know. Maybe that one dreg counted. Maybe we'll luck out and the game will just cut us a break. That never happens. That never, ever, ever will happen. Legitimately. Like, we definitely missed him. He's somewhere in here. But I'm not about to go ahead and hunt around this fucking place looking for his stupid ass, so... We're going to go... From role-playing perspective, I think Finwe is satisfied with slaying, you know, that dreg he found in there. And I don't think there's any way for him to know about the Dreg Lord, so... For everyone else, though, I'm sorry. I took a peek. Didn't see him. Praying to the shrine. Would you like to donate your dreg wax and ask for a blessing? Sure would. The Grace of Valor. Thank you for your valor, Lord Vivek. I shall not quail nor turn away, but shall face my enemies and my fear. Indeed. Indeed, Jacob. Well, shall we? Let's go ahead and CV ourselves back to town. If I recall, Jacob cast these spells with us. Yes! Oh, thank God. Other people that follow you cannot follow you with spells. I think it's only Jacob here that can do that. All right. Well, I think this is actually a fairly good place to conclude. Oh, under this shitty stormy weather, ideal. But I really do think that this is an ideal place to conclude this chapter of Finwe and Doris's, new life here in Morrowind, outside of the temple that he's rapidly falling in love with. At first, it was just being enamored, and then it was the electric pulse of just sudden revelation. But he's really falling deeply in love with this organization and with its charitable aspects, but also the valor and just everything. And so I'll leave you all here as Finwe reflects on the 2 shrines he's visited today, on the 2 he's previously visited, and how he's staring off into the wide future, thinking about visiting the final 3 shrines in the holy city of Vivek. I think that's what we'll be doing next time. But until next time, stay safe out there, everyone.